Gratitude goes a long, long way. During that conversation with your boss, remember to share your appreciation for the leadership and for the support, okay? If they've not been a great leader, you don't have to pretend that they were a great leader, but still thank them for giving you an opportunity to work there, okay? You be the better person. Hey friend, welcome to another episode of the Workforce Link podcast, where we're offering forward-thinking conversations for the workforce, linking employers and job seekers to a brighter tomorrow. I'm your host, Sunday Jo Graham with the Central Workforce Development Region, and I am so honored to get to hang out with you today for another episode of this podcast. If you're preparing to leave a job for another, this, my friend, is the episode for you. Or if you're still in the searching phase of a new career pathway, then I want to help you leave your job well. So before you head to a new business, it's important to make sure that you've taken care of business in your current one in a healthy way. And this isn't always easy to do, I know, but it is very important. Before we dive into today's episode on how to leave a job well, I want to take care of just a little bit of business of our own, okay? If you're enjoying this podcast as much as I am, don't forget to head over to iTunes and leave a review for us. You spreading the love helps us spread the love. And I want to invite you to head on over to Instagram and follow us for career tips, hiring events, you name it. You can find us at Central WDB. That's at Central WDB. Come on over to Instagram and say hello. All right, now that we've taken care of some business, let's dive into today's episode of how to leave a job well. I don't know about you, but burning a bridge from one job to another is definitely not something that I want on my resume. So, what can we do to leave a job without burning bridges? Number one, we need to break the news to our boss with honesty, okay? Honesty is always the best policy. Don't just walk up to your boss and say, hey, I found another job. See you later, okay? Don't do that. Don't just email them and say, hey, thanks for everything. Here's my 2 weeks notice. Walk them through your thought process, okay? Because this allows an open conversation. And it helps to remove any confusion or misunderstanding between the both of you, right? Communication is so important. Not just when applying for a job, but when leaving one as well. Take some time and help your boss understand the situation. Talk to them about your future goals. Talk to them about how your next career opportunity is helping you pursue those goals. Now, this does not mean that your boss is always going to receive it, okay? I know that. Some will and some won't. Some managers, they're going to brush you off without a care because you're just another number to them. But there are some out there who will be willing to have the conversation with you. And they're going to respect you for being willing to have the conversation, okay? Regardless of the outcome, do it anyway. Regardless of the outcome, do it anyway. No matter what, it is about your character, right? It's about you being professional. So be honest, even if it's hard, even if it's uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, you will be glad you did. All right, number two, consider those you work with. So remember that when you quit a job, it doesn't just affect you, right? It affects those that you work with, especially in today's economy where, employers just can't seem to keep staff, right? Giving a notice, whether that's 2 weeks, whether it's a month, whatever you and your boss work out together, you're not just helping your boss, okay? You're helping your coworkers. And let me tell you, they are going to be grateful that you're not just leaving them high and dry. So this applies whether you have a good boss or whether you have a not so great boss. It is important not to punish your coworkers just because the leadership isn't great. Right? I'm going to say that again. It is important not to punish your coworkers just because the leadership isn't great. And speaking of giving notice, if you have been lucky enough to have a good relationship with your boss, try to give them more than 2 weeks notice, okay? Give them enough time to find someone who will do well at the job. That 2 weeks notice is so hard. You can't get things done in 2 weeks. It's all part of maintaining that foundation of trust and respect that you have built with them over time. My rule of thumb, I think, is if it's possible, try and give at least a month's notice, okay? This gives the employer time to run the ad, to hire someone, and hopefully get them trained before you leave, okay? 2 weeks, most of the time, just doesn't cut it. Do your best to try to give more than 2 weeks notice, okay? Number 3, remember to say thank you. Gratitude goes a long, long way. During that conversation with your boss, remember to share your appreciation for the leadership and for the support, okay? If they've not been a great leader, you don't have to pretend that they were a great leader, but still thank them for giving you an opportunity to work there, okay? You be the better person, because how they react, it's their responsibility, not yours, right? Your only responsibility is to do your part. So thank you doesn't go without saying. Make sure you say it, okay? And then I encourage you to take it another step further. After you've left your job, ready for this? Send them a thank you card. This is something I also recommend after interviewing for a position, but many people don't think to do it when they leave, okay? Send them a thank you card. It makes you stand out in the crowd. It says a lot about your character, and you never know how it will work in your favor down the road. We actually touched on this a little bit on how to say thank you in your cover letter in episode 8, why you need to ask this question in your cover letter. I will share the link to that in the show notes if you get some time to go back and listen to it. And don't just thank your boss. Remember, we talked about coworkers, right? Show your appreciation for your coworkers too. You just never know how your words will impact others or how you might make them feel, because remember, words matter. So today's episode was short and to the point, but that's just how it should be sometimes, right? Let's do a quick recap on what we covered today and how to leave a job well. Number 1, be honest. Number 2, consider others around you. Number 3, say thank you. Remember this, it's important to quit your job the right way. It is a really small world out there. It doesn't matter where you live. When you think about it, it's a really small world. What you do at your current job could impact your future opportunities down the road. Word of mouth is a very, very, very powerful tool. So before we close today, I want to ask you this question. You ready? Do you know your why? Here are some powerful words that I want you to sit on for a second, okay? You lose your way when you lose your why. You lose your way when you lose your why. Everything changes for us when we start asking ourselves the right questions. Not, why did I do that stupid thing, but why do I want to do something different? Listen to this, my friend, okay? Hear me here. Your children need you to find your why. Your parents need you to find your why. Your future boss needs you to find your why. Your grandchildren need you to find your why. And we want to help you find your why. That's why we've put together this free gift, How to Find Your Why. Simple enough, right? The free guide will give you some starter questions to get you on the right path to finding your why. If you're ready to rock your world by digging deeper into building a better tomorrow, don't wait another day, my friend. Today is the day. You can download the free guide at cwdregion.com/why. Remember, you lose your way when you lose your why. Hold on to your why like your life depends on it, because, my friend, your life depends on it. Again, you can download that today at cwdregion.com/why. I hope this episode was helpful for you today, and if it was, please share it with others. And if you haven't already, don't forget to leave us a review. Have a great week, my friend, and we will meet again in the next episode. Until then, remember this: there's always a brighter tomorrow if you're willing to find it. The Central Region Workforce Development Board Incorporated and COPIC are equal opportunity employers and programs. Auxiliary aids and services are available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Missouri Relay Services at 711.